happened to click on and I saw that you have an impromptu session joining now. So I'm not prepared. So I just try and have a go.
Okay,
Anyway,
good.
just to convey my deep appreciation to all your teaching. I've been following your video and your chat for quite some time now, and I don't have any particular question in mind, but just to say hello and thank you very much for all whatever you have been doing. It has been very, very helpful and very eye-opening to people like me, especially. Okay.
It's nice to see you, meeting you. What's your name?
My name is Jeremy E.
Dhamma Minda. That's your
Daminda, yes, Daminda. Daminda is my Buddhist name when I got it in the year 2000 when I ordained as a novice monk. And I've been keeping it all the while until now.
Where did you ordain?
Pardon?
Where did you ordain?
In fact, I have ordained so far 3 times already. Twice in KL, once in Nepal under Nyanya Punika, and there is about when he was celebrating his 78th birthday, and I joined him there for 3 weeks of novitiate. Yes, correct.
The Venerable Yannasangwararam from Sri Lanka.
Yes, he's the high priest, assistant high priest of the Paul. Yes, it's a very close associate of mine. But his health is not so good now. In fact, because he has a lot of body illness, diabetics and all these things. But it's okay. It's okay. Normally, it's okay. I have not spoken to him also for quite some time. I have been wanting to come to your place, but no hurry lah. I let things be as it is, and I wait for the appropriate time lah. Let it be lah. I have been to many countries. To this country right now, I go to Myanmar because I have a lay teacher there who is helping for the past 15 years. I've been following him, and we are doing what is this? Satipatthana meditation, and I adapt strictly to Satipatthana's way of practicing. But I find your talk and answering of questions to others helps in many ways to clarify and make further clearance of the doubts that I may arise. Because my Myanmar lay teacher, because of his English command, is not that good. So sometimes it's very hard, I understand, that for him to convey the right message. But as I said, thanks very much that I found you. And a lot of things that you said is very clear cut and simple and right to the point. And it helps a lot. I have not been to Thailand in terms of pilgrimage style, not yet. But I have been to Nepal, India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Kathmandu, all over except Thailand. Not that Not that I have anything against. I have a very strong. Sorry if I talk too much. Stop me if it's
No,
too much.
go ahead. I enjoy listening to you.
I find that my pull or my preference is more on the northeastern side of the Thailand. But because I don't know anybody in particular to show me or to guide me or to lead me, so I leave it until now. Now I'm 63 now. I hope before I go off from this world, I will have a chance to swing one round complete, to go and pay homage to all the great teachers in the northeastern side. Slowly now, the affinity is popping up. I have met a few already, but I understand that Ajahn, your temple is in the southern side. I'm strictly speaking, I'm not very keen of going towards the southern side. Not anything wrong. It's just that I find the things that some of them are promoting, which is not to my, not to my acceptance lah. So I just leave them. Neither I go and comment or what. I just leave it. I'll wait for my ripening of my so-called affinity or karma, then I can go. I think I will have it. I also have traveled to Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, all except Thailand. I don't know why. But I have great respect for Ajahn Chah and his style of teaching in the north, and a lot of the monks here now come to Malaysia are mostly from that lineage, Ajahn Chah school, where they are Westerners and they are all Ajahn students or disciples, and they're coming to promote a lot of the Dhamma here, which is very, 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 very good. But I don't run around. I don't run to everywhere. I just do my meditation at home. That's it. And once a year, I'll go for my retreat, Adithan in Myanmar. And now I have, since I have come to 63 now, I'm toning down my life in a way that I hope and I wish to do my Adithan practice more often. I hope to be able to do 4 times a week. This coronavirus things come and so-called second a bit, but I still keep to it. I hope I will find enough affinity to slowly taper off my life in cultivation practice. That's my hope. That's why I one of the place is in your place is not so much as to, it's just a place where I can go and spend, say, maybe 1 month quiet away from life. And if I can do 4 times a year, I think should be sufficient and good now lah. I don't know whether Ajahn approve of such thinking.
The more you practice, the better. So if you can practice.
Yes, I agree. But in Malaysia, in our own home and our surrounding and our familiarity, it is quite a challenge. Because our mind cannot really give the full deep boost into it. Unlike if I go to Myanmar, I love it. You will totally cut off from everything and just like that. So I hope. Pardon?
Do you live alone or do you have a family?
Oh, I have a family. Right now, my children are all big, all married already, and one in America, one is here, one is another one. So I only live with my wife now.
Are you working or are you retired?
20 years ago, I have given up my working life. That is in 1999 lah, and the year 2000 where I go for my novitiate, At the age of 43, I just got fed up of working life. And I just tell myself I'm not going to go back to the society working world anymore. And I just get out. That's like that. And I have been occupying myself busy I open up a small center where I provide health maintenance herbs things, which is non-profit things. And I've been running it for the past 18 years. Yep. That's it. And that occupy my time. And beside my practice, that's it.
Do you get to practice every day?
Yes, I do. Right now, I have been living semi-secret. I cannot say semi, I have my own room, even though I'm married, but I separate rooms with my wife for quite some time already. And every day I just come home and I just go to the room and that's it. Only when cooking time, I'll go down because I do the cooking, I do the marketing, I do everything. So I'll go down, prepare everything, and come back and go to the room again. And I don't go anywhere else. I go out, it's only for...
You keeping the 8 precepts? Do you keep the 8 precepts?
8 precepts, I only do it twice a month. Twice a month. That's it. I hope to be able to do it more, but I think it's not good for me to say that, but I'll try lah, 8 precepts is not that easy actually, I hear a lot of advice that Ajahn has given. I really feel joy for a lot of you all are able to plow in more time to practice. I don't see myself as having that much. So what I'm doing now, I think, is there. I hope to slowly to improve more. That's it.
Well, I think if you're happy with what you do, and maybe you don't need to do anything more.
Okay, I understand what Ajahn tried to say, but the thing is, sometimes things can fall into a monotonous routine, and I have to watch my mind very carefully and tell myself as don't let this disturb you. I myself had twice a brush with life. I had a stroke twice. Once I was in Sri Lanka when I was doing we go and build stupas in Sri Lanka, and in one of the journey I just got stroke there, and I recovered. And the second time I did is about 2 years back when my mother passed away, and that one is serious. That one is quite serious. But right now, in fact, half my body is numb. But I don't let that disturb me, because I'm also not going to seek any medication. I mean, not treatment or anything like this. No, I just leave it. Oh, somebody is here already.
Okay. Can I say hello to Alvin?
Go ahead.
Ajahn. Yeah.
Can you turn off the light in your back?
Turn on the light.
Off.
I think
Behind you, because it makes you kind of blur right now.
Yeah, I think my camera has something wrong.
Okay, then never mind. How are you?
I'm okay, Ajahn.
Okay.
I saw that you had another FB session, but it was very early in the morning, Malaysia.
Correct.
Saw the recording.
Yes, I try different time slots so that I can get to meet different people. See. If I use the same time slot, I usually run into the same people like you.
Yes.
You are a very regular visitor to my room now. This is
Yes.
third time.
Fourth time actually.
Fourth time
Twice
already.
on Zoom. Yeah, twice on Zoom and this one second time on FB.
Oh, really?
I've just invited Philip, my friend, to come. I don't know whether he's going to he see my message or not. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to say or ask?
Yeah, if may I mean this question has been long time in me, but since Tanajan, you are very close to Luangta Mahabua, I would like to ask this question. Many years ago, I read Luangta Mahabua's book on Acharya Man, right? That is the biography of Acharya Man. And there was one part of it that I think Luangta said that Acharya Man, when he achieved arahantship, all the devas and all the arahants come and pay respect verbatim. It's not the actual words he said. It's along this line. So I'm just want to ask. I understand the concept of devas. What about the arahants coming back to pay respect? I stand to be corrected in this. Maybe I don't understand it well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something that
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to explain that Ajahn Man had psychic power. So he was able to connect with spiritual beings like devas and arahants. Arahants and devas are spiritual beings. The difference between arahant and devas is that arahant has no defilement. So arahant doesn't take rebirth, but the devas, they still have defilement. So sooner or later they will then be born as human again.
Right.
So spiritual being is the mind or the mind, like your mind and my mind right now. Right now is connected to a physical body. So we call this the mind. But as soon as the body dies, then the mind disconnects from the body, and it's then called spiritual being. And whether you're gonna be a deva or you're gonna be a preta or whatever depends on your good or bad karma. So the mind never dies, whether it's the mind of an ordinary being like you and me, or the mind of the Buddha or the mind of the Arahants. They don't die. They still exist. But the difference is that they don't take rebirth like us anymore. And the only way you can connect with them is if you have psychic power. And this psychic power arises from your meditation practice. If you can enter into Upajjara Samadhi, then you can connect with the spiritual beings. That's how the Buddha did connect to the spiritual being when he was alive. When every night he taught the Devas, and he connected with his mother, who died when he was 7 days old. And after he became enlightened, he wants to find her and give her the Dhamma that he had discovered. So he used his psychic power to find his mother, who was a Deva, and he was able to connect to her and was able to teach her to become a Sotapanna. So the mind never dies. It just exists in various forms. Sometimes it's connected to the body of human. Sometimes it's connected to the body of animals. But the bodies of animal or human is temporary, and it eventually has to die. But the mind doesn't die. When it's disconnected from the human or animal body, it is called spiritual being or deva if it's good karma. that spiritual being becomes deva. If it's bad karma, then the spiritual being becomes preta or hell, for instance. So this is what I can explain to you. Whether you accept it or not, this is something you have to prove it for yourself. If you meditate and if you can advance to a certain stage, I think you might be able to appreciate. But in the meantime, you might not appreciate and you might not understand, and you might find it in conflict with what you have heard or learned from the scriptures.
Right.
So like the Buddha said, you have to use the Kalama Sutta. Whatever you hear, you don't have to believe right away. And you don't have to disbelieve right away either. You should just wait and see. See if you can prove it, whether it is right or not right, true or not true. If you cannot prove it, then at least you just leave it alone. Okay? Is this clear enough to you?
Yes, is because from what I read, arahants. I just want to try to understand the concept of unconditional, because I thought once one has already achieved arahantship unconditional. So I mean, this is beyond my understanding, because I'm not in the position to try to understand, because it's unconditional. Then it doesn't exist. That is what I have been, all along that I've been thinking. Yeah.
This is what most people think when they read the scriptures.
Yes.
But
yes.
in fact, it just means that an arahant doesn't connect to the conditional, which is the body. That's all. It doesn't mean that by not connecting to the conditional, it makes the arahant disappear.
Right. Okay. Sadhu. Yes.
Okay. It's just that we cannot connect with them because we don't have the psychic power to do so. Ajahn, he has this psychic power. So he was able to connect to Buddhas and Arahants.
Right. Okay.
Whether you believe it or not, that you have to prove it for yourself. Because it's not found in the scripture. In the scripture, people understand that once you become a Buddha or an Arahant, you no longer exist or you no longer connect with the conditional world.
Yes.
But they do. They have, if the person with the conditional, in the conditional world has this psychic power, this ability to connect with the spiritual being, then he could still connect with Buddhas and Deva and all other forms of spiritual being.
Okay.
But this is besides the point. In Buddhism, this is not the main point that we should be concerned with.
Agree.
The main point is to see the Four Noble Truths, to become enlightened, and to eliminate all your defilements and stop your rebirth. That's the main goal.
That's the main goal.
These other information just considered to be bonuses. You can take it or you can leave it. It doesn't matter. Okay.
That's why I have this question lingering for a long time. It's like it's just like sadhu. Tanajan, I'm very happy because I get the answer. I get the answer tonight after so many years thinking about it. So now it's very clear. Can I ask one more question? 2 nights ago, there's this lady from America asked about samadhi and vipassana. So I read one of the monk, which I listened to his Dhamma talk as well. He said that when we talk about dana, sila, bhavana, when we talk about bhavana, is actually there are 2 things inside there: the development of the mind and the development of the character. So basically what we do is development of the mind is samadhi. We do it during meditation. And vipassana is development of your character. You do it outside meditation. What is your comment on that? Because from my understanding, for your explanation to the lady that night is similar to this explanation.
Yes, only the difference is in the wording. When we talk about samatha bhavana, we're talking about absorption, mental absorption, entering the mind into calm, peace of jhana, a different level of jhana. It's we call samadhi. By using concentration or mindfulness, such as watching your breath, reciting a mantra. If you can persist on doing this, you will stop your mind from thinking. And when the mind stops thinking, the mind becomes still and become absorbed in jhana. And this is what we call samadhi. But his translation, he says that the development of the character or whatever of the mind. Okay, then this is one work that you do. You don't do the two works together. The next work you want to do is education. You want to teach the mind to become enlightened. That's why enlightenment comes up, not by samatha. Enlightenment comes by vipassana. That's the next level of meditation. But you first need samatha. You need a clear mind, a calm mind, in order for you to be able to see things clearly as they are. If you don't have samatha, your mind will be cloudy with your delusion. So you will not be able to see things clearly. So first you need to calm your mind to make your mind clear. Like before you putting on your glasses, you have to wipe it if it's blurry, right?
Yes.
If your glasses is blurry, when you see things, you don't see them clearly. So first you have to wipe the glasses to make the glasses clear. Then you'll be able to see things as they are. If you have a blurry glasses, you might look at a cat and think it's a dog, or a dog as a cat. See? So this is the same way. If your mind is not clear enough, you will not be able to see the three characteristics of existence. You tend to be misled by your delusion. The delusion wants you to see things as permanent, as conducive to happiness, as belonging to yourself. So you will never be able to see the real truth. So first you need to practice samatha to calm your mind, to clear your mind. And once you have samatha, when you withdraw from samatha, then you can then contemplate or study the nature of things that you come into contact with. You will see that they all have these three characteristics, that they are impermanent, that they will cause you suffering eventually, sooner or later, that they don't belong to you, no self. So this come after samatha. Once you have samatha, when you withdraw, your mind will be calm and clear and neutral, has no defilement. The defilement temporarily has been subdued, but not eliminated. Then you can look things as the way they are, rather than the way your defilement wants you to see. So when you see things clearly, and you know that they hurt you more than help you, then you let go of them. Let go of your desire to possess them, to own them. Once you do that, then you can overcome your defilement and your dukkha, your suffering, which that are caused by your defilements, your kama tanha, bhava tanha, and vibhava tanha. Okay? Okay enough?
Okay, thanks. Done.
Let me go to the next person, and I can come back to you later on the next round. Okay? Let's go around so everybody has a chance to say something. How are you, Upasaka Yanami? Is that your name?
I'm good, Ajahn. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you too.
You're from Lebanon, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What time is it in Lebanon
You remember?
now? It's about 2 o'clock?
No, almost 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Quarter
already?
to 5.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Is there anything you'd like to say or ask?
Yes, I have one question, Tanajan. I was thinking whether if we learn Pali, would it help specifically our practice if we read the suttas in Pali and try to? Will it give us a better, more in-depth understanding?
Not really. When you study, you just want to know how to practice. That's all. And if you get involved too much with Pali, you end up becoming a scholar rather than being a practitioner. So basically, you just want to learn the three Dhamma for practice. Mainly the precept, sila, samadhi, and panya. That's all you have to learn. And we are fortunate, we have people translated this Dhamma for us already in many languages. So you don't really need to go into Pali at all if you want just to practice. But if you want to become a scholar, you want to make sure that the translation are correct, then maybe studying Pali will do that for you. Okay.
No, but if I wanted to learn the Nikayas, so if I want to read them in English, that's still okay.
Yes, all the translation more or less are quite accurate. So,
okay.
And besides, you don't have to know all the suttas. All you need to know just one really if you want to practice. And that's the four.
The Satipatthana?
Yeah, that's right. That's all you have to know. But other sutta might help you clarify more. But it's not essential. Essential is just to know the four Satipatthana and know how to develop them. Okay. Okay, we have two more visitors. So let me say hello to Xiao first, and then I'll go to Lo later on. How are you, Xiao? Where are you from? You have to turn on your microphone. No sound coming.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Ajahn, I come from Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, nice to see you.
I visited Ajahn last November in Ajahn Wat. So we retrieved there for 10 days.
You stay at Wat Yan for 10 days?
Yeah, I stay at on the mountain in the forest for 10 days.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah. So Ajahn, just want to ask you some question. I have been meditating for 2 years, and after coming back from Wat Yan, also I keep meditating about 2-3 hours per day. So currently quite smooth and go inside. Can be very calm and tranquil. But the thing is, I always come out after 1 hour. It's like setting a clock in my mind, in my mind. So how can it make it longer when sitting in meditation?
You have to increase your mindfulness. See, after you meditate for a while, your mindfulness will reduce. So you have to more or less increase your mindfulness. And one way to do it is you have to force your mind to either watch the breath again, or recite a mantra, or do some chanting. You have to force it because the mindfulness that puts you into samadhi has waned, and you need to refuel it.
Correct.
Okay. So if you want to sit longer, then when you feel like getting up, then you have to refuse that notion and say, I want to continue on practicing. So I have to either watch my breath, either I have to recite the Bhutto, or if I like chanting, I have to chant again. It's more or less like restarting your meditation. because
I see.
then you can continue on sitting.
I see.
All right, let me go to Loa. Maybe if she wants to ask any questions. How are
Thanks,
you,
Ajahn.
Loa?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm fine here. Ajahn, can you hear me?
Yes, but I hear also some other noises. I'm not sure where it comes from. If people are not saying anything, could you please turn off your microphone first, so that we only have one microphone working at a time. Okay, Lo, go ahead. Do you have anything to
Yeah,
add?
Ajahn, actually I came across a sutta called Satipatthana Sutta, the 7 baseless sutta. So at the end of the sutta, it says that there are 3 modes of investigation. In terms of properties, investigation in terms of sense spheres, and investigate in terms of dependent co-arising. So I would like to ask Ajahn to explain more about what does it mean by investigate in terms of properties, sense spheres, and also the dependent co-arising.
I'm not real good with the sutta, so I don't think I can give you a good answer.
Can you repeat what's the name of the sutta, please?
7 bases, Satipatthana Sutta.
Satipatthana Sutta?
No, it's Satipatthana. The 7 bases. Actually, the 7 bases that Buddha asked to contemplate. It asked to contemplate the 5 aggregates, and in terms of 7 ways to contemplate it is to know what is it, and then the 4 noble truth, the origination, the cessation, the path leading to the cessation, and another 3 is the allure of form. Allure, that means something that make us have interest. Why do we still stick to certain habits, things like that? And then the drawback, the weakness of that, and then the escape of that. That is the 7 bases. And then at the end, it says there are 3 ways to investigate. So we investigate in terms of its properties. So in terms of its properties, I think that for the form, probably it is in terms of the 6 elements. And then it says in terms of sense spheres. So I guess sense sphere probably in terms of our 6 senses. Yeah, and then another one is investigate in terms of co-arising. Probably that is dependent on origination. But yeah, I just want to know more about this. Probably Ajahn could help to explain that.
Well, as far as I know from my practice, when you investigate the 5 khandha, you just investigate the 3 characteristics of the 5 khandha. And then you will see that it will be connected to the 4 noble truths. Okay, let me give you an example. When you investigate the body, you investigate anicca, the impermanent nature of the body. The body takes birth and it grows up, it becomes old, becomes sick, and it dies. So this is anicca. And where does the dukkha comes in as far as the body is concerned? The dukkha comes in because we have the desire for the body not to get old, get sick, and die. See? And this desire is the second truth, second noble truth, the vipawa tanha, the desire not to let the body get old, get sick, or die. So when you have desire, you have dukkha in the mind, not in the body, in the mind. Okay. When you think of you getting old, getting sick, and die, you don't feel good. You're not happy. You're sad. That's because you don't see the truth of the body, and insist that you don't want it to get old, get sick, and die. But if you keep contemplating, investigating the body, you will come to realization one day that you cannot stop the body from getting old, getting sick, and die. It's anatta. It's beyond your control. It's not you. It doesn't belong to you. It is someone else, But your delusion, when you come into contact, connected with the body, you presume that it belongs to you. It is you. So this is why you want to come in and teach your mind to see the truth. And the truth is the body is not you. It is impermanent. It has to get old, get sick, and die. If you don't want to have bad feeling toward the body, you have to stop your desire from wanting the body not to get old, get sick, and die. Meaning you have to accept aging, sickness, and death. Once you accept aging, sickness, and death, then you have the cessation of suffering. Then the suffering in the mind, the sadness in your mind will disappear. And your mind become peaceful and calm and happy. Because it sees the truth of anicca. Whatever arises, it will eventually ceases, such as the body. So this is how the investigation of the five khandhas come into connect with the investigation of the Four Noble Truths.
Mm.
All right?
All right. Thank you, Ajahn.
Is that good enough? Okay,
Yeah.
we have Adeline, which is not your name. What's your name? Hi, turn on your microphone. Cannot hear you. You have to turn on your microphone.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I'm Philip. Yes.
Philip. Okay. Friend of Alvin, right? Alvin.
Yes. Right.
Okay. But you're using the Adeline. I guess that's your wife's name. Right?
Yes, my wife's ID. Yeah.
Okay. Good. And you want to say anything?
Not yet. I'm just here to listen.
Okay. How are you? Happy?
Happy? Yes.
Okay. Still following the teaching of the Buddha?
Yes. Been practicing my meditation more, but this week it's a bit slightly agitated. The mind, not as calm as last week.
Okay.
But
it means you're not mindful. You let your mind think too much.
Yes.
So you should try to use the mantra to stop it. If you cannot stop it by any other means, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Do some chanting. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Let me go back to the first person. This is Jeremy. You have anything to say?
No, I'm enjoying myself. Because first time I face to face with Ajahn, and I'm really truly submerged myself into enjoying the occasion.
Okay. Then let me say hello to Rosie. She was here last time also. Rosie, can you hear me? How are you?
Hello, Tanajan. Hello, Sangha. Good morning from Central Florida to everyone, practitioners. So happy to join this morning again. Thank you.
Anything you like to say?
Tanajan, I have one question.
Please go ahead.
How to proceed with our practice to achieve the moment that images don't arise anymore from inside or from outside in the mind.
You just have to keep concentrating on your meditation object. Either watching your breath, if you recite a mantra, just keep reciting a mantra. And ignore everything that appears while you're doing it. And eventually, if you persist, then all the images will eventually disappear and you enter into a blank area of the mind. Empty area. All that is left is just peace, happiness, and upekkha.
Ajahn, but I mean not this temporary moment of the mind one pointed. I mean in forever, that whatever we contact, the mind does not grasp images anymore, that the emptiness of all the images, that mind is released.
Or you have to see the three characteristics of all things that you are come into contact with. You have to see that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will have no attachment towards them or clinging towards them. This has to be seen live all the time. Like I'm seeing you right now, I have to look at you as anicca, dukkha, anatta. So that when I don't see you, I don't feel bad. But if I think that you are not anicca, dukkha, anatta, and I think that you belong to me, that you're gonna stay with me all the time, when you disappear, then I will feel bad. So you have to constantly be reminding yourself every time you come into contact with anything or anybody, that you have to remind yourself that they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Ajahn, so the point of the practice with vipassana, that we are able to sustain this one pointed mind to each contact. Then we can let go anything that arises.
You need to have upekkha, which you will gain from making your mind become one-pointedness in samadhi. But you have to withdraw from this one-pointedness, because you have to exist. You have to come back to the body, and then your body then will lead you to contact people and things. That's when you have to use vipassana of the three characteristics to remind you that everything that you come into contact with are anicca, temporarily. They can cause you suffering or sadness if you cling to them, or if you have any desire toward them.
Ajahn, again, this temporary neutral mind that we reach with samadhi, this samana result of this neutral mind that cannot last too much. Is that correct? If that with the practice, this neutral mind will become more and more and more and more and more, and then that enlightenment moment one day, it will be that the lasting, every lasting moment of this neutral mind. Is that correct?
Yes, this neutral
mind never disappear anymore, that it becomes constant.
That's right. When you eventually let go of every form of attachment, when you no longer attach or cling to anything, then nothing will then make the mind will disturb the mind, will disturb the neutrality of the mind.
And suppose, Ajahn, suppose I am dying now, so I will bring my mind to this this oneness state of neutrality, and then with all the pain of the body and the things going on, I am sustained this one pointed mind in neutrality, and then I let go everything, the feeling of bliss, the feeling, the subtle perceptions and subtle things, I let it go, and then it will be just that emptiness. That could be the way to end.
That's right. If you just remain just knowing and just merely know and let everything be, whether it's painful or not painful, whether it's the body gonna stop breathing or not breathing, You just merely know. You must not react in any way emotionally toward anything. Then your mind will be peaceful and calm and not being disturbed by what's happening to the body, for instance. Understand? In order to do this, you need to have vipassana. You have to see those things as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will then stop clinging to them. But if you still see them as permanent, as giving you happiness, belonging to you, then you will want to cling to them. So you have to re-educate your mind, because basically we've been taught by our delusion to see things as permanent, as giving us happiness and belonging to us. But the truth is the opposite. It is impermanent, it's causing suffering, and it doesn't belong to us. Once we see the anicca, dukkha, anatta, then we'll just let go, because it's like holding on to a viper, for instance. You want to hold on to a viper, a snake, a poisonous snake. But sometimes if you're not a smart person, you might think it's not a poisonous snake and you can play with it. But if someone come around and say, this is a poisonous snake, you have to let go. Perhaps you'll be bitten and die. So as soon as you know that, you will let go of it right away. So everything is like poisonous snake. Everything that we are in contact with or having possession of, they are all like poisonous snake. They will bite you one day. They will make you sad one day if you cling to them. Okay?
Okay, just sad.
All right. Anything else? Have you been practicing?
Yes, I am practicing.
How often do you do it?
Oh, Tanajan, I am married, so I fulfill my chores at home. My husband understands that the level of practice. My mind likes to stay lots with emptiness during meditation. Sometimes mind does not want to return, wants to be with the emptiness because there is no trouble there.
Right, so peaceful and calm.
So mine became a little bit addicted to this, but I am kind of pulling mind because time is passing fast. I battle chronic pain, so I am preparing to leave this body anytime. So I am training with vipassana. That's how I am. Yes, I am practicing seriously because I understood the benefit of the moment, the most incredible moment in my practice that I want to share with the Sangha came when mind entered to this upekkha, this neutrality, the balanced mind, that single moment transformed my whole life. Then my practice changed, and I could see things in a better way. Like I could understand the knower and the experiencer, the personal experience of the world, the things that I was battling, because in my life was lots of dukkha and anger. Anger was the main hindrance, but it wasn't anger against people. It was resentment, guilt, and depression. So I battled this defilement. I'm still battling, but it was the main hindrance that came to my life. And once the mind was able to reach this state of balance where nothing was appearing anymore of this horrible things that disgraced my whole life. I took almost 60 years to reach this point on the quest, because I was on the quest how to resolve this problem of dukkha. I was in a long term and seeking and finding ways. I couldn't, but it was through your teachings that I start to perceive better how to equate the problem, and listening to the sanas of Tanajan Mahabua. That guided me. Thank you so much for your beautiful translations. That it was the way I could bring this stressful mind. It was unbearable stress to exist to me. I come from a family of 7 persons that committed suicide. So Tanajan, I knew that through meditation, since the very first beginning, my 20s, 15s, I knew that I could turn this in a positive way. I never took any medicine for depression. I always used reason and logic, battling all these years. But the thing is that I never had the luck to find someone who tamed his mind and could give me the steps how to make it. I was thirsty in this desert of dukkha and searching for somebody to give me a hand and reading books. I lived most of my life in a kind of seclusion with battling with myself, my own problems. So once I could see the path from you and Tanajan Mahabua, so that was an incredible moment in my practice, and I have the deepest gratitude. I could understand calm, and not that happiness extreme and blissful, that I had a few moments visiting Bodh Gaya and visiting pilgrimage sites, Buddhist sites. I had the blissful states, but mostly I would say is the calm of the stillness that changes the life forever. That will penetrate sanya mode, and will never forget anymore. It becomes so clear. So this is what I wish for each one of my members of this beautiful sangha, that they will come to this point that is a turning point. Tanajan, I cannot bring at will all the time my mind to this one pointed mind. The mind is getting to a vice to just roam in the emptiness. I am trying to correct this.
You mean your mind wants to go back into emptiness, even when it's not the time for you to do so?
Yeah, exactly. Tanajan, I had problems. For instance, I went to New York Metropolitan Museum. Then, in the middle of that crowd, the mind would like to withdraw to emptiness. So I need to sit, and I go to purchase things. Then mind wants to go to stillness, so I need to sit. So it became in my whole life. People are thinking I am crazy, but I knew clearly what was going on and the benefit. Especially, I would say to the Sangha, those who battle chronic pain. I suffered many years with cervical chronic pain and back pain, not able to move. So the moment that the mind goes through the emptiness, all the nerves are released. So the body can operate better for the routine. So this is another thing, Tanajan, that I would suggest. Yeah. The benefit of the mind, balancing the nerves, the blocks of all the nerves. Yes, it's temporarily, but can last, in my case, can last a whole week, so I can do my chores.
Good. Next time you should try to use Vipassana to deal with all your difficulties. Because if you could, it will be a permanent solution.
Okay, that's my...
Them, you will no longer have any problem with them, such as pain. If you can understand the nature of pain, that it is also anicca, dukkha, anatta. It is something that you just have to live with. You cannot tell it to go away when it comes. When even it's good feeling, you cannot tell it to come back when it's gone. You just have to understand that they come and go, and that you just have to learn to live with them, whatever kind of feeling they might be. Sometimes it's good feeling, sometimes it's painful feeling, sometimes it's neutral feeling. But you just tell yourself this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Don't try to manage them, control them. Try to live with them. If you can do this, then your mind will be empty and peaceful and calm with equanimity all the time. Whichever kind of feelings you come across, you will adapt your mind to embrace each type of feelings. Good feeling, you embrace it. Bad feeling, you embrace it. Neutral feeling, you embrace it. By merely using upekkha, merely knowing. Just know. Just like the Buddha when he taught Pahiya. Pahiya wanted the Buddha to give him a sermon, a talk, while he was on Bintabat, on alms round. And the Buddha said, this is not time for me to give talks. But he insists, please give me just briefly, whatever you can. So the Buddha said, whatever you see, just see. Whatever you hear, just hear. Whatever you feel, just feel. Don't do anything. Just merely accept them for what they are. And by saying that, Pahiya became enlightened. So he asked the Buddha that he wanted to ordain as a monk. So on his way to prepare to get himself ordination, he was run over or killed by a bull. And when the Buddha heard of his death, the Buddha said, after cremation, you should build him a stupa to put his bones in the stupa. Meaning that the Buddha knows that he has become an arahant. Okay? Can you still hear me? Because I have a little rain in here. Maybe the noise of the rain, does it interfere with what I say? Can you still hear me clearly?
Yes.
Anybody else would like to contribute, to say or ask anything? Just go ahead and talk. How about you, Upasaka? Upasaka, you want to say anything?
No, I'm just happy to listen to new people. Maybe they have some new questions.
Okay. Anybody who wants to say anything, turn on your microphone and speak.
Tanajan, Elvin again. I want to ask in terms of Sila, Samadhi, Panya, right? So when we don't have, say, a perfect Sila, is it possible for us to achieve Samadhi? Samadhi, I understand that, correct me if I'm wrong, is the first to the fourth jhana if one do have perfect Samadhi.
Yes.
So then for us to have Panya, do we need all the four jhana?
You need to get to the fourth jhana to get upekkha, to get the emptiness, the neutrality of the mind, because you want to use this to let go of your attachment. If your mind is still having greed, hate, or delusion, you cannot let go of your attachment. So first you need to make your mind neutral without having any greed, hatred, or delusion. But this doesn't mean it is permanent. It's a temporary state. After you come out for a while, this upekkha will eventually disappear. That's why you have to go back into samadhi again to refill your upekkha. And when you come out with ubekkama, then you can teach your mind to let go of the things that you become attached to. And when eventually you can see the anicca, dukkha, anatta of the things that you attach to, then you will let go. Once you let go, then your mind will have permanent ubekkha as far as toward that particular object that you have let go. So you need sila to support your samadhi. And the amount of sila will support the amount of samadhi that you can attain. If you have 50% sila, you then will have 50% samadhi. You have 50% vipassana. If you have 100% sila, then you can have 100% samadhi and vipassana accordingly. Okay? Because go ahead.
So if one that do not have 100% sila, that means perfect sila, so you cannot reach the fourth jhana, right? Because
you can, but might not for long. You might reach it briefly or something like that, because the support that send you to this is not full yet. So that I say, if you have 50% sila, you might have 50% ubekkha. It doesn't last 100%. You cannot then develop vipassana 100%. So first you try to improve your sila, because no one is perfect when you start. You're bound to sometimes fail to keep the sila. But as you progress, as you find the benefits that you get from keeping the sila, it will encourage you to be more careful to keep the sila to perfection. Because when you break the sila, when you break the precept, it will make your mind uneasy and happy, and you'll find it difficult to sit in samadhi with an uneasy mind and happy mind. But if you know you haven't broken any precept, then your mind will feel easy and comfortable and don't have any guilt. So when you meditate, you have no hindrance. So it's easier for you to enter into samadhi with sila. Without sila, you will find it difficult to enter into samadhi. Especially the fifth precept, the taking of alcohol or intoxication drinks. Because when you become drunk, you cannot concentrate. Okay, see the linkage between sila and samadhi?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
We have somebody else who just came in. Cedric, how are you? You want to say something?
I'm fine. I'm very new here. I started to practice Uposatha by following the calendar. So I practice 4 times a month. But is that correct to follow that?
Well, see, the calendar used to keep the Uposatha, we use the old calendar, the lunar calendar, which doesn't correspond to the present day calendar, in which you don't work on Saturday and Sunday. So sometimes you have to work and it falls on the Uposatha day. So you find it difficult to keep the Uposatha. So you should switch the calendar. Instead of using the old calendar, the lunar calendar, you come and use the modern calendar, using the Saturday and Sunday as your Uposatha day instead. Then you will find...
I thought tomorrow is the Uposatha.
Right, but you have to work, see. So you cannot keep the 8 precepts, because sometimes you have to, you stop working at noon for lunch, but you cannot eat after lunch if you keep the 8 precepts that way. But if you keep the 8 precepts on your day off, on your Saturday, on Sunday, then you can use it. Because Uposatha in the ancient time is the day people stop working. So then,
Because it would be easier for me to follow Uposatha on weekdays. Weekends, I will have something to do.
okay, just use any day that is convenient to you then. Doesn't have to be according to the calendar.
For example, if I can follow the 8 precepts, except 1 precept, right, I have problem to follow because I have to see customers, so I have to comb my hair. But other than that, I have no problem.
Well, as long as combing your hair just to make yourself acceptable to other people, it's not considering breaking the rule. It's only when you want to beautify your body, your face, and you want to comb your hair to make yourself look good, then to make you happy, then this is not then you are breaking the precept, because the precept here stop you from beautifying your body in any way. That's all. But if you have to work, you have to deal with people, you don't want to look messy, right? You just want to make yourself neat and clean. And this is okay. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone else want to continue?
Ajahn, just want to ask, when we see in the Samadhi, right, how can we know that we are in the jhana, which jhana?
When you meditate, you usually go through the 1, 2, 3 steps automatically, like driving an automobile. It will switch the gear for you automatically. So you don't have to worry about which jhana you're in. The goal is to get into the 4th jhana, to get to emptiness. When your mind is not yet still, just keep on watching your breath or keep on reciting your mantra. Eventually, when the mind enters into the 4th jhana, it will be like dropping from a high place. Sometimes it's like you're falling off a cliff or something like that. Then the mind becomes still and light and happy. When you get to that point, you know, and you'll find it very amazing, feeling like Rosie just mentioned when she had the experience. So you don't have to worry about the details that you read from the scripture. It's not necessary when you meditate. When you meditate, you just have to focus on your meditation object. Okay?
Yeah, thanks, Ajahn.
We have a new visitor from Adelaide. Yeah, is this your mother? Adeline, and this is Adelaide. Okay. Adelaide, let's go to you. How are you?
I'm at the hospital. They are fixing my, putting prosthesis on my left knee. And so I am taking that opportunity to thank you a lot for the opportunities you are giving to us. And also to tell you, because I could never do it, that what you told me for your, when I came to see you coming back, leaving France, and when I explained to you that I don't know how it will be, because it's a little bit difficult for women in Thailand, and you told me, carry on the way you are doing, and you will see all the doors will open. And it's really what has happened. All the doors have opened. Only problem is that I will never be able to speak Thai. But is really how it works.
Okay. Your sound is disappeared. Cannot hear you.
Oh, you cannot hear?
Yeah, can hear you now. Oh yes, can hear you now. Go on, continue if you want to.
So the nurse is coming, so I will have to talk a little bit later.
I see. You're in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm in hospital in Udon Thani.
Udon Thani. I see. Okay.
I just have been operated So I will talk later because now the nurse is going to do something with me.
Okay. Hope you get well soon. Okay.
I'm staying here with you.
All right. And just let the pain be. Okay. Don't wish it to go away. Let it be. Leave it alone, and your mind will be fine. Okay. Anybody else want to say something? Maybe Rosie, you want to say something again? Can you hear me, Rosie? You want to say something?
I want to say that I have one desire to offer alms to you one day to prepare a nice rice, Thai rice and mangoes and pickles and put in your bowl.
You can do this by giving it to a poor person, a homeless person, near where you live. It's the same. Giving it to me or giving to a homeless person. It's the same thing. It's charity, it's sacrifice. And you feel good, and I will feel good too. Because I'm quite well supported here. I have food every day. So if you give me, it will not make much difference to me. But if you give it to a homeless person, I think it will make a lot of difference. So just give it to anybody who needs it near you. You don't have to go far away. You can do charity, right? Maybe even at home to your husband. Treat him nice, make him happy. Okay? All right. Okay, I've been talking for about 1 hour and 16 minutes now. If anybody has any more questions, please say so. If not, I have to stop it. Anybody?
Ajahn,
Okay.
Ajahn Suchart.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I ask? I have something to ask regarding how the direction of walking meditation influence our meditation practice. In the book Kamatana, Luangta said the direction of walking meditation should be west or east, not north and south.
Right. This is the instruction Ajahn gave to his disciple concerning making walking path, that they should walk following the sun direction, east or west, or maybe slightly tilted, northwest or southeast or something like that, but never walk northeast path. But he never gave the reason why. So we just more or less accept what he said and try to do what he said. But if you're in a situation where you cannot walk east and west and you have to walk north and east, I think it won't do you any harm. So don't worry about it too much. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Maybe it has to do with the rotation of the earth, because the earth rotates east and west. So when you walk, you're more or less going along with the rotation. But when you walk north and east, you are walking, cutting the rotation. So maybe that might have some effect. I'm not sure. But I don't think it will really hurt you. If you really have to walk along the north-south path, you cannot find the east or west path to walk. Okay? Adelaide, you're back again.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You want to say something?
It's enough, Ajahn.
Good evening. Well, thank you again a lot. And maybe I will contact you sometime because, I have no one I can talk in English. So it's sometimes a little bit difficult.
Okay, just keep following my page, and sooner or later I'll come and appear on this messenger room where we can meet again. But I cannot tell you the schedule because I don't want to have myself fixed to a certain schedule. So sometimes I'm busy or sometimes I'm tired. So it just depends on when I feel like it. Okay. So today I felt like it, so I just posted the message. And when you saw the message, then you can click and then come in and say hello and ask questions if you like. Okay. Okay, anybody want to ask any question?
Brother Ajahn, this is Philip here.
Yes.
This is more for lay people practice. Often when we serve as kapiya to monks, when we perform duties such as maybe like washing the toilets and things like that. And when we live in Asia, there's a lot of like ants and insects and things like that, right? And we need to clean the thing or prepare the thing, right? What do you do in that instance? I mean, how do you avoid not flushing away the insects or the ants, that are there?
You just have to be mindful. You have to just watch what you do. If you see there's any ants or insects, then you have to chase them away in a way that don't hurt them. And you have to be a little bit mindful and patient when you deal with other living beings. Just think of yourself as being them. If you are them, you don't want to be hurt. So you don't want to hurt them. So then whenever you do anything, then you can become careful. You be careful and watching and mindful. First you look if there's any living things that you might be hurting. When you see ants or insects, then you want to somehow remove them in a safe way, not hurting them. First before you watch or before you cutting up things. Okay? This is a good way of developing mindfulness. It makes you more mindful that way. Maybe this is one of the reasons why the Buddha tells us to keep the sila, the precept, because it makes us more mindful. If you're not keeping the precept, then you can say anything or do anything that you like without being mindful. But if you have to keep the precept, then you have to be mindful. Whether I'm hurting this person or that person or not, what I say, whether I will hurt that person or this person or not. So sila help you develop mindfulness, and mindfulness will help you develop samadhi. So maybe this is the purpose of keeping the precept, to help you develop mindfulness. Okay?
Dr. Ajahn, maybe I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's when in case of pain, when I meditate, sometimes I can get some peace, but I cannot say that the awareness is really very strong because, it seems that the pain takes a lot of energy, and I have had to reflect, but I get peace, but the awareness is very weak. So I don't know if it's such a good state. So what would you advise to do?
If you need more awareness, you have to use the mantra, to keep reciting the mantra in order to eliminate your thoughts. When your thoughts are eliminated.
No, but in this case, it's quiet. There is no thought. It's quiet, and the body is quiet. The mind is quiet, but I cannot see there is awareness. It's a little bit a state of, I don't know if it's called Bhavanga state or something like that.
Yes.
Because everything is quiet, but awareness is not I'm present.
You
but,
don't need
not-
to see awareness because you're using awareness to see awareness. So you don't need to see awareness. You use awareness to see emptiness. As long as you are empty, your mind is empty, that is sufficient. Don't worry about the awareness. No need to know to see the awareness. See the emptiness.
Okay, because I can see it, and it's very interesting. Each time, if I move a little bit, then all the pain, everything come back because it looks like it breaks that state of stillness, you know.
Yes. Just try to maintain stillness for as long as possible. And if the mind doesn't become still, then you can use mindfulness to help make it still. But either reciting a mantra or come back and watch your breath. If you can watch your breath, then it will bring you back to emptiness again. But don't worry about the knower, the one who knows. You don't have to look for it because you're looking for yourself. You cannot look for yourself. You only have to stop looking for it, and then you'll see it. See? Understand?
Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Just use mindfulness. Mindfulness is very important. Just keep mindful so that you stop thinking and make the mind empty. When the mind becomes empty, you find peace and happiness and upekkha. And then you say, there's only one thing left by inference. There's only one left. That is the knower. You don't see the knower, but you know that there's nothing else left. So if there's nothing else left, then there's just only the knower that is left. Because you know that nothing is left. So you know that's the knower. But you don't actually see the knower. Okay? So don't look for it. Because you'll never see the knower. Just look for emptiness. Look whether your mind is empty or not empty. If it's not empty, you have to empty it by using mindfulness, by concentrating on your mantra or concentrating on your breath. And then your thought will stop, and then emptiness will appear. Okay? Right. Okay, thank you all of you for coming in tonight to chat and to meet. I hope your practice is going well, and I hope you are not disillusioned or discouraged. Sometimes the practice might be hard, sometimes it's not successful. Just consider it's part of the path. Sometimes it's successful and sometimes it is not. But so long as you keep doing it, you'll eventually succeed. Okay, like the Buddha and his noble disciple. They never gave up their practice. So they eventually reached their goal. And we all could reach the same goal if we keep on practicing. Alright? Thank you. And good night for now. See you the next time. Whenever that happens, okay?
Okay.
Good
Yes,
night.
yes.